This video is sponsored by Best Buy.
Nothing beats traveling. I genuinely love traveling. You get to see new places, try new things, and meet new people. But nobody, and I mean nobody, likes packing for a trip. And as a tech nerd, it's even harder. What's more important, the third pair of underwear on a 3-day trip, or my laptop? We all know the answer to that. But we've all at one point or another struggled and thought to ourselves, will I need this when packing? But today I'm going to talk about everything I learned about trying to make the perfect travel tech bag loadout. Okay, so I'm primarily focusing this video more on long distance travel. So these would be the type of things that you take on a trip with you on an airplane or a road trip. So let's get started with storage. We got to talk about your backpack and your luggage. I've been using the version 2 of this Peak Design 30-liter everyday carry backpack. It's been my favorite bag because you can access the main compartment from 3 different sides. You can compress it like this, or even expand the bag like this. It's water resistant and has these dividers that you can use to compartmentalize the bag. I think a lot of people use this as a camera bag. That's its primary function, but it can be used to separate your camera, clothes, or other electronics away from each other. It actually has a luggage pass-through that lets you easily, I said easily, slide through onto your luggage, making it easier to just roll around your luggage instead of carrying your backpack on your back as well. That being said, if you already have a good, durable, decent-sized backpack with zippers, pockets, and a laptop sleeve, I'm a firm believer that you don't necessarily need to buy a new travel backpack because your bag is going to end up tossed in the trunk of a car, on the floor of the back passenger seat, under your seat on an airplane, whatever. It's going to get dirty. And I'd feel really terrible treating a brand new bag to those same situations. It's like buying a brand new pair of shoes. You know they'll eventually get dirty, but it doesn't necessarily have to be right now. You might also think that you need a big, bulky backpack like the one from Big Tech Daddy Linus Tech Tips himself, but you probably don't. Really, you don't. He does sell a pretty good backpack though. But big backpacks are heavy and barely leave any room on the bottom of the airplane seat for your legs to stretch. For myself, I find bags that are around 25 liters in space are the sweet spot for the space to weight ratio when they're fully loaded up. So we've been talking a lot about backpacks, right? But do you know where else we tend to use backpacks for? Back to school season. Which brings us to today's sponsor, Best Buy. It's back to school season and Best Buy is having their annual back to school sales going on right now. You get some pretty great deals like saving money on some new laptops, a new TV for your dorm, or up to 40% off Logitech keyboards and mice. I personally use Logitech peripherals and really enjoy using them. And getting a nice deal on them is a pretty nice bonus too, if you ask me. If their back to school sales aren't doing it for you, Best Buy actually has top deals that change daily and weekly. So you know that something great is always just around the corner. They have a price match guarantee, and my favorite part is that they have physical locations so you can try out your new tech before you buy it or pick it up. So if you're a parent or student looking to get some new tech for the school year, check out Best Buy's deal right here, down in the description box, or in the pinned comment below. Now, back to the video. So enough about backpacks. How about we talk about the carry-on that I have underneath here? This is the Away Bigger carry-on. It's a carry-on suitcase that is slightly larger than your standard carry-on to make use of the little bits and corners of extra space most large airplanes have in their luggage compartment. It has a TSA lock up top, a nice little built-in pocket for a carry-on laundry bag. I know these Away carry-ons are super popular, at least here in the United States, but since everyone has one, it also makes it harder at a quick glance to figure out whose luggage is whose on a flight. And it gets really confusing if everyone checked theirs in baggage claim. I don't need people mistaking my bag for theirs, opening it up and finding out that I didn't bring that third pair of underwear, you know? That's just an awkward conversation waiting to happen, and I'm not ready for that. So my tip here is to get luggage that is unique looking. Or if you have something common like the Away carry-on that I have here, make yours more unique with a name tag, stickers, or something that's easily identifiable. Oh, and don't forget about sticking in a tile tracker in each of your pieces of luggage: backpack, carry-on, and checked bag. It gives you a second layer of security that your luggage isn't lost. Okay, so enough about luggage. What tech do I normally bring with me? Why? And has it worked out? Or am I just rethinking the whole thing? When I travel, I used to bring along full-blown noise-canceling headphones like these Sony WH-1000 XM3s. This is obviously not the latest version anymore, but it serves its job fine. I really feel no reason to upgrade beyond these. But with the rise of noise cancelling earbuds, I found it more convenient to bring noise cancelling earbuds instead. These Sony WF-1000XM5s are noise cancelling, they sound pretty good, and have a really neat feature that lets you let outside noise in and pause your music when you begin speaking. So you don't have to manually deactivate your earbuds or take them out of your ear to listen to someone speak or talk to someone. It's super cool. I haven't had these long, but so far, I've really been enjoying them. Noise canceling earbuds like these are just so much more portable, easy to put on or take off, and take up so little space compared to full-blown noise canceling headphones. And we all know when you're traveling, space in a bag is a premium. Noise canceling on earbuds obviously aren't as good as noise canceling on headphones, but trust me when I say this, they're more than enough and are more comfortable on long flights anyway. But if you do want to enjoy the entertainment options of your in-flight display, you might want to bring a pair of, I can't believe I'm saying this, wired earbuds. Because honestly, I'm not about to let not having a headphone jack stop me from watching the Barbie movie, okay? So I always struggle significantly with deciding what type of devices I need to bring with me. Laptop, tablet, game console, all three. And over time, I've kind of sorted out that I don't really need to bring a game console with me. I used to bring a Switch with me, but I noticed that I might just play with it for an hour or two on flights and rarely touch it once I reach my destination because I'm too busy doing what I came to that destination for, whether that be traveling for work, exploring on a vacation, or visiting family. So for most trips, I now just leave the console at home because that hour or two on the plane that I used to play video games, I found to be perfect for gathering my thoughts, writing YouTube scripts, or catching up on TV shows or movies that I haven't seen yet. But I do bring a laptop and tablet with me. To me, the ideal laptop screen size for a frequent traveler is around 13 inches, and for tablets, around the 11-inch mark. I'm kind of speaking with personal experience using these larger devices on airplanes here. As a tall guy, it's hard using a big laptop on the tiny airplane trays because you have to scoot the laptop closer to you so that you can angle the display upwards, especially with the person in front of you when they decide to recline back. So with a smaller laptop and tablet, you can work on documents with your laptop or consume content off of your tablet a little easier in your limited space. And if you do need more screen real estate for your laptop, after you land, you can use an app like Duet Display that can turn your tablet into a second display for your laptop. That way you get better use out of your devices without necessarily compromising on portability. And if I'm on vacation and not a work trip, then well, I just leave my laptop at home. There's really no reason to bring it. Having it around actually makes it really tempting for me to open the laptop and work, which you don't want to have to do on vacation. And by leaving your laptop at home, you also save space and weight in your bag too. Now let's talk about the accessories I normally bring with me. I want to caveat that with something. I believe in compartmentalizing my stuff in my bag, but I do it in my luggage too. I like keeping my clothes with my clothes, my toiletries with my toiletries, and my tech with my tech. I actually use different pouches to hold my things. This is like creating folders on your computer. Each type of item I keep with similar items, just like how you're supposed to keep computer files until it spins out of control and now you got puppy pictures in the same folder as your text documents. How'd that happen? Are you deducting your puppy? Who knows? So I applied the same logic to organizing my luggage. I keep clothes in these Peak Design packing cubes that help me compress my clothes and keep them organized. These do come in two different sizes. This is the small, this is a large bag when it's not filled up yet. There's actually two different pockets in the packing cubes. One for clean clothes, like you see right here, and one for dirty clothes on the other side, so you can fill them up as you go, as you transition from clean clothes to dirty clothes. And then lastly, I use this Bellroy tech pouch to carry pretty much all of my tech. By compartmentalizing all of my stuff this way, all of my things are organized and super easy to figure out just exactly where every single item is and grab it versus tossing your clothes out of your suitcase trying to find your toothbrush or your charging cable. The Bellroy tech pouch is compact, and even when I'm not traveling, I tend to use this as a tech emergency kit. Since it's always available at home, whatever use case I have, I could just grab it and make sure I have the exact cables I need at all times. So really, let's dissect this tech kit. I bring a pair of different charging cables in here, one Lightning and two USB-C charging cables so that I can charge any device I might have. Then I carry this Anker MagGo battery pack. I use it as an emergency battery that I can just slap on my phone when I need just a little bit of extra juice so that I don't have to carry a massive battery pack around with me because it makes my bags heavier, and I don't think there's a ton of scenarios where I need 3 phone batteries worth of charge before having access to a wall outlet to charge both my phone and my battery pack. But if you're doing camping trips or going off the grid, you might personally disagree. Okay, so beyond that, I keep this Synology BeeDrive in my bag. Basically, this is a super portable SSD. You can transfer files from your phone or tablet to this BeeDrive wirelessly through the BeeDrive app, as long as the BeeDrive is powered by your computer. That way, I can back up my photos to the BeeDrive, free up space on my phone or camera, and continue taking photos and videos on my trips. I also use it to back up files from my computer as needed, since it's just technically a portable SSD. Overall, I think the additional features I get from this portable SSD versus just a standard SSD is definitely worth it, because if I don't want to use those wireless features, I'll just use it like a regular SSD. One caveat though is you currently can't use those wireless backup features on a Mac, but you can on Windows, Android, and iOS. And I like to keep around this 65-watt GAN charger in one of the pouches. The benefit of a GAN charger is that they're typically smaller than regular sized charger for the same amount of power. So they're more portable to take with you pretty much anywhere. And plus, this one has 3 different ports, so I can charge any of my devices or all of my devices at once, including my laptop. I recommend using a dedicated charger like this one and not relying on the USB ports provided at airports or in your hotel room. Those are usually slower charging, and there's a ton of security concerns with bad actors using these ports to steal personal information from your phone. So really, the best thing for you to do is rely on your own trustworthy wall plugs. And if you travel internationally a lot, a good travel adapter to convert all of your plugs would be nice to have too. I'm really into cameras. You kind of have to be if you're trying to make some fancy YouTube videos, but there's a time and place to bring your camera with you on trips. If I'm traveling to visit friends or family, I feel like it's unnecessary to bring my camera. Family and friends don't care if the group photo you took with them was on a loaded out camera or a smartphone. It's just more convenient to snap a photo with your phone and send it via text message. That way they can just save it on their phone or post it on social media like they plan to anyway. It just takes so much more effort and is harder to explain to my aging family members that, oh, if I want to take a photo with my camera, I need to take off the lens cap, turn on the camera, adjust the settings for the outside environment, take a photo, wait till I have access to my laptop to load it into Google Drive, and then I can share you a link to download the photos. Then they ask you to add more people to the list that gets access to the photos on Google Drive. And overall, it's just a pain to deal with. I'd rather just snap a photo with my phone, send the photos over. Done. Easy, quick. Do whatever you want with the photo. My job here is done. But when I'm taking personal trips, this could be vacations that I planned for a long time, or times where I get to explore a city or go out into nature, I bring my Sony A7C, the Sony G Master 24mm f1.4 lens. The reason that camera isn't in front of me right now is because it's actually recording this shot that you're seeing right up here. Using those lenses. I bring an A7C with me because it's compact, but it's still a full functioning full frame camera for higher detail. And it's just a pretty camera to look at. I chose out these particular lenses because they give me a nice range of clarity versus versatility. I just find enjoyment using my camera versus a smartphone, and I really like having control over my photos. But for regular people, it can be super inconvenient. So this is of course all dependent on personal taste. Okay, that's everything in my bags, but I wanted to quickly mention some other great items you might want to think about that aren't necessarily tech related. It feels like I never have enough hands, and that my pockets are always full with my phone, wallet, keys, receipts from the McDonald's breakfast I had that day, whatever. And carrying a backpack around all day to carry everything with you when you're out and about can be a huge pain. But I found that 2 different things helped significantly with this: a light jacket and a sling bag. A jacket with some internal and external pockets could help you stay organized and provides different areas that you can keep some of your stuff. So you might have your phone in your pants pocket, wallet and wireless earbuds in the other pocket, a small power bank in your jacket pocket, and those McDonald's receipts or papers in the other jacket pocket. A sling bag serves this purpose really well too, giving you additional pockets to store all the essentials you need when you're on the go. There are 2 sling bags that I really like using. The Air City sling is great if you're carrying light. I love this magnetic fastener because it makes putting it on and off super easy. And the materials on this sling feel great. It overall feels well built and premium. Then if I'm carrying my camera with me, I use this Peak Design 3-liter sling bag. It has plenty of room for my camera, plus 1 smaller lens, and still has a few pockets left to carry some other stuff. But wait, I thought the strategy was to bring less stuff, not bring more stuff. And you're absolutely right. But my strategy has always been to use these things kind of like pseudo packing cubes, where if they're not in use and they're just sitting there in your luggage, to load them up with clean clothes. That way I can make use of them as an organization tool when I'm not using them as a bag that I'm carrying with me. But of course, the overall best strategy to do is to carry both a light jacket and a sling bag for maximum versatility and storage. But on hotter days, I'm just gonna grab this sling bag and save the light jacket for when it rains. Okay, so that was a lot of stuff. And obviously, as tech-focused people, we think we need to bring a lot, even when the reality is we don't necessarily need to. But I hope this video at least helped you get a better idea for yourself what you might actually need to bring with you versus what you wanted to bring with you. Did you agree with any of the items that I personally said? What else would you include? What would you remove? Leave a comment down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And well, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you all next time. Bye.